Well, welcome everyone to the Board of Commissioners regular meeting, July the 2nd, 2024. At this time, I'll ask the City Clerk, Beth Davis, to please call the roll.
Commissioner Pam Smithroyd.
Here.
Commissioner Sharon Neesmith. Here. Mayor Tom Watson.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Mark Caslen.
Here.
And Commissioner Bob Glenn is unavailable.
Thank you. First item on the agenda is a Park and Recreation Month. Anybody here from the Park and Recreation? Oh, excuse me, my bad. I'd already prayed, so I thought, before I started. So at this time, we'd have, if you don't mind standing, if you're able, invocation and the pledge by Mayor Pro Tem Mark Caslen.
Thank you, Mayor. Please bow your heads. We thank you, Lord, for our many freedoms here on the upcoming Independence Day. As we celebrate, let us focus on our many gifts that we have in life that we take for granted. Our families, our jobs, our health, and our friends. Let us be thankful for what we have and happy for those that prosper around us. Let us remember those that have sacrificed their lives to make our lives better, especially our military personnel and their families on this upcoming 4th of July. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City of Owensboro proclamation. Could I have somebody from the Parks and Recreation Department come forward, please? What do you say, Yank? Whereas Parks and Recreation is an integral part of communities throughout this country, including here in Owensboro. And whereas Parks and Recreation promotes health, wellness, physical activity, improving the physical and mental health of people who utilize parks for the many amenities and activities designed to promote active lifestyles. Whereas Parks and Recreation programming and education activities such as out-of-school time programming, youth sports, environmental education are critical to childhood development. And whereas Parks and Recreation increases our community economic prosperity through increased property values, expansion of local tax base, increased tourism, the attraction and retention of businesses, and crime reduction. And whereas Parks and Recreation is fundamental to the environmental well-being and the ecological beauty of our community and promotes time spent in nature, providing a place for children and adults to connect with nature and create outdoor and recreate outdoors. Whereas the United States House of Representatives has designated July as Parks and Recreation Month, and Owensboro recognizes the benefits derived from parks and recreation resources. Therefore, Thomas Hart Watson, Mayor of the City of Owensboro, do hereby proclaim July 2024 as Park and Recreation Month in the City of Owensboro and encourage all citizens to celebrate by visiting one of our 24 parks and enjoy a happier lifestyle. Signed and sealed this 2nd day of July 2024.
Good afternoon. Kerry Bodenheimer, Recreation Superintendent. Thank you, Mayor and Commission, for the proclamation. We're extremely excited to celebrate July and Parks and Recreation Month. I want to thank our Director, Amanda Rogers, for all her efforts in leading our team throughout the year, and of course our friends in our Public Works Department for their unwavering commitment to our department and who are always there at the drop of a hat and a phone call. So thank you, Stephen, to you and your team. We encourage the community to come out and celebrate July as Parks and Recreation Month. We have several fun activities planned. We want especially people to mark July the 19th on their calendars, as this will be our free day. We will open the par 3 at Ben Hawes Golf Course for free play. We will also have Cumbest Swimming Pool open during the afternoon for free public swim, and the Edge Ice Center's evening session will be open for free admission and skate rental. So again, that is Friday, July the 19th. Additional fun activities will go on through the month, including a selfie challenge. So we do encourage our citizens to get out and enjoy Parks and Recreation. Follow us on Facebook, visit our website, and enjoy life, basically. So again, Mayor and Commission, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is 5A. Consider these a board appointment, please. This is board appointment, please. Joe Terry to fill the remainder of an unexpired term which ends December 31st, 2025, replacing J.T. Fulkerson. I'll make a motion to approve this appointment. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item is 6, ordinance. There will be no vote. Ms. Davis.
Ordinance 10-2024, an ordinance closing the street right-of-way of Gervin Court located north of McFarland Avenue in the 1900 block of McFarland Avenue in the city of Owensboro, Kentucky. Introduced and publicly read on first reading the second day of July 2024.
Thank you. City Manager, please.
Thank you, Mayor. This is first reading of an ordinance closing the city street of Gervin Court. This action will close the entire street, which is a short dead-end street that runs off of McFarland Avenue, north of McFarland. The same entity owns all property along Garvin, and the owner initiated and provided written consent for this street closure. Public utility easements will remain for the various providers to access their respective infrastructure. If you look at the screen in front of you, you can see the area shaded in red or hatched in red off of Gervin. You can see McFarland Avenue there at this bottom of the screen. And so you can see essentially the cul-de-sac right-of-way that currently exists. All of those properties are owned by the same entity. And again, it's also the same folks that own the former Westside Auto Parts to the west, or to the east, or to the right, you can see there as well. And so that entity has requested that we close this public right-of-way, and so this is first reading to do that.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, thank you very much. We'll move to item 6B, please, Ms. Davis.
Ordinance 11-2024, an ordinance closing an alley right-of-way located between 102 West 23rd Street and 119 West 24th Street in the city of Owensboro, Kentucky. Introduced and publicly read on first reading the second day of July 2024.
Thank you. City Manager, please.
This is first reading of an ordinance closing an alley between 103 West 3rd Street and 119 West 24th. The alley runs behind and in between the parking lots of Matthews Table, which is the former Buena Vista Baptist Church. Matthews Table owns all properties touching the alley and provided their consent for this closure. And like the last one, utility easements will remain for utilities to access their infrastructure. And again, I'll direct you to the screen. Again, it's the red hatched area to be closed. You can see just above that red area is the church that used to be, a lot of us may know as Buena Vista, but now it's Matthews Table Church. And so they own the entire block, and part of their parking lot is on the other side of the alley. And so they've requested that we close the alley.
Thank you. Any questions? I have one, City Manager. What do you do when you close an alley?
Well, it really just becomes no longer a public way. So they still may use it for access or ingress, things of that nature, but it's no longer ours, it's no longer open to the public, and we no longer maintain it.
Okay, thank you.
I think essentially they just didn't want cars cutting through their, in effect, their parking lot.
Okay, makes sense. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
No.
That's first reading, isn't it?
Well, let's vote on it next time. 7A, please.
Municipal Order 20-2024, a municipal order adopting the Green River Area Development District in Owensboro, Davis County Metropolitan Planning Organization Title VI Plan, read for approval on one reading the second day of July, 2024.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve this municipal order. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. This municipal order approves a Title VI policy for the city. We're required to have a Title VI policy to receive federal funding for transit and other related grants that we might receive. In essence, Title VI prohibits discrimination on the basis of color, race, and national origin for programs or activities receiving federal funding. Our friends at Green River Area Development District, also known as GRAD, have drafted a Title VI policy that they have provided for cities and counties in this area to use, and so we are utilizing the policy they've created for us. We appreciate them doing that, and we didn't have to duplicate their efforts because it is quite a voluminous policy. Tom Levitt from GRAD is here. If you have any technical questions, he's far more knowledgeable about the policy than myself, but again, this is just a required provision to get some federal funding that we typically receive.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Can we vote now, clerk? Okay. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. City Manager items.
Yes, Mayor, we have a few personnel appointments for your consideration today. These are all regular status employees now, so employees that have completed their probationary status in a new position or a new hire, and so they are transitioning from their probationary period to regular status employees. So we have John Berry, regular full-time non-civil service appointment to engineering technician with the engineering department effective July 2nd. Cody Cliff and Whitney Payne, regular full-time non-civil service appointments to sergeant with the police department effective July 2nd. Sarah Dow, regular full-time non-civil service appointment to accounting clerk with the finance department effective July 3rd. And Shelley Shepard, regular full-time non-civil service appointment to human resources assistant with the personnel department effective July 3rd.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 8B, City Manager comments.
One comment this week, Mayor. I'd like to actually acknowledge Tim Ross and have Tim come make a brief comment. As you all know, this week is our Independence Day in 2 days from today, and so we have a host of activities planned. There is a chance of inclement weather, so I asked him if he would speak to that and what that plan would be and how we would provide notice in the event that there are any changes to our typical activities.
Mr. Ross.
Yes, sir. Obviously, it looks like there's as far as we can forecast this far in advance, it looks like there's a pretty good chance of rain and some storms on the 4th, but what we're looking at is the majority of those look to be more so in the morning time, and it's supposed to taper off as that afternoon progresses. So we'll continue to watch that and monitor that. So we don't have any plans to change anything, at this point for the events. But if we find out middle of the morning on Thursday that looks like some of those systems might be coming in with some significant weather, at 8, 9, 10 o'clock when we're doing fireworks stuff, and we decide to change plans, we'll push that out via our social media pages, Facebook and such, through the city. Convention Center will push that information out. WBKR is a good partner of ours, and they'll push that information out too. So we don't plan to change anything at this point. It looks like it should all be early, but in case we do, look on our social pages, and we'll make those updates before lunchtime probably that day.
Are you having that Nashville band come again?
Yes. Yep, Downtown Band will be back again.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they are.
Anybody else have any questions? Commissioner Smith-Wright?
I noticed that Evansville said they were going to have theirs rain or shine.
We can obviously shoot fireworks, rain or shine. That doesn't really come into play. We know people wouldn't necessarily enjoy them in the rain.
Right.
Where it becomes problematic is a public safety issue. So if we see that there's going to be lines of thunderstorms, obviously we don't want folks outside, whether it be in their neighborhoods or downtown, watching it with thunderstorms. So it looks like all the forecast is that it's just going to be scattered storms kind of late in the day. So again, if we need to adjust something, if it looks like 8:30, 9:15, there might be storms coming through. Maybe we have to pause it just a little bit and push it back once the storm systems roll through, but we'll kind of monitor it. So we're generically, I would say, rain or shine too, but we don't want people out when it's thunderstorms. So we'll kind of play it by ear a little bit, but we don't foresee changing it. But if we did, Thursday before lunch, we'd make some notices and push it out.
Okay.
Okay?
Anybody else? Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Communication from elected officials. Mr. Cashler.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to give a shout out to the Northwest Alliance area for their first movies in the park at English Park. Didn't get a chance to go, but I heard it was a big success and wish them well in the future with it.
Okay, Commissioner Smith-Wright?
I went to the opening of the new Chick-fil-A out on 54 today. It's a very, very nice restaurant. And one of the things that impressed me was the young lady that came in from California to oversee the ribbon cutting is from Owensboro. And she has risen to the top level of Chick-fil-A. And I know her parents, and I kept looking at her, and I'm going like, where'd you come from? She said, right here. But it was very nice. So,
Commissioner Neesmith?
I just wanted to say everybody should be proud of each other and all of our community, because over the weekend and in my other job with managing a hotel, I run into a whole lot of people, and it was amazing over the last 2 weeks how much they have talked about how friendly everybody is in Owensboro. And they're not talking about just hotel people. They're talking about the restaurants they go to, the people they speak to on the streets and stuff. So, and it was, well, I'm always being told how great, our community is, but this was just really unbelievable how much it was, how many people said this. And some of the group was from I never say this word correctly, the Apostolic Church group from, I was going to say.
Not apocalyptic.
No, not that one. No, not that one. And so, and they were all just could not talk about how nice people were. And I think that says a lot, because it makes people, one, want to come back and visit, and two, just the fact that they had a good time. So I want to thank everybody out there, and everybody have a happy July 4th.
Thank you. As all the rest of the commission attended, we had the groundbreaking for the new homes for Habitat for Humanity with Cargill, the owners of Owensboro Grain now. They had a big presence there, fed a lot of people, and we had some of the people that will be using those new homes, and they were all excited, and I think it went really well. So we're excited to have that opportunity in Owensboro to have a whole quadrant with 6 homes. Is that what it is? Mm-hmm. 6 homes for Habitat for Humanity. That's just another compliment for this community. Okay, I get everybody? With one missing, it's hard to. Okay, open public forum. Members of the audience may address the Board of Commissioners on any matter of public concern that was not on the agenda. Comments are limited to issues within the scope and responsibility of the Commission. Commission meetings are held to conduct city business for the benefit of Owensboro citizens and taxpayers. The meetings are not intended to serve as public forums for candidates who are campaigning for public office. Political candidates will not be allowed to use a commission meeting to promote their candidacy. This time, anyone who wishes to address the commission, please make their way to the podium to be recognized. Speakers must state their name and address for the clerk's record and limit their remarks to 3 minutes or less. Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name is David Glenn, 2615 West 6th Street here in Owensboro. You have a packet laying in front of you, and I want to tell you right now, I will be brief. This is pared down quite a bit from what you have. My name is David Glenn, and I'm one of the grandchildren of Starling Jones Lambert. Chief Lambert was first hired under the Owensboro Fire Department in 1927 when he was 23 years old. Over the next 2 decades, he was promoted through the ranks and finally promoted to chief of the Owensboro Fire Department in 1952. During his promotion ceremony, several city officials were quoted as saying, "Starling Lambert is the man for the job." He served as chief for 18 years. He was a very active member of the community and was constantly striving towards the betterment of the Owensboro Fire Department. He advocated continuously for any and all improvements that can be made to the department and Owensboro. He instituted a citywide alarm system and was part of the team that constructed the department's original training tower in 46. He encouraged house numbers to be painted on curbsides and endorsed the purchasing of new equipment, including a new fire truck and a boat for potential river rescues. There was no call that was unimportant to Chief Lambert. whether responding to a 6-hour-long fire at Bernard's Dress Shop in late June of 1963, which was, in Chief Lambert's own words, the meanest fire he'd ever fought, or responding to a cat that has gotten its head trapped inside of a sardine can. In 1958, Chief Lambert lobbied for the expansion of the Owensboro Fire Department, stating that the population of Owensboro is twice what it was 12 years ago. He proposed an addition of 24 new firemen and 2 new stations be built. By 1960, ground was broken on the new fire station in the intersection of Sherm Road and Mayfair Drive. By December of that year, the station was open and operating, serving the south side of Owensboro. He had a duty to the people of Owensboro and would do his duty even when he was met with opposition. This was exemplified when the Davis County Courthouse caught fire in December of '58. Chief Lambert and 8 other firemen entered the building, extinguished a small blaze, all the while onlookers jeered at him to let it burn, Chief, so that they could get a new courthouse. In total, Chief Lambert served the department for 43 years, 3 months, and 5 days. In his 18 years as chief, he served under Mayors Leroy Woodward, Casper Cab Garner, Benjamin Walker Halls, Dugan Best, and Irvin Terrell, all of whom praised Chief Lambert for his dedication to the job. When he resigned in 1970, it was under doctor's orders due to health complications brought on by inhalation of chlorine bleach fumes while fighting a fire at the model laundry, which caused severe damage to his lungs. We are certain, if not for that, he would have served many more years because, as he said, he enjoyed every moment. According to the official website, members of the Owensboro Fire Department strive to uphold 5 core values: integrity, compassion, respect, service excellence, and professionalism. We encourage you to find another department employee who exemplifies these values more than Chief Lambert. With that in mind, we are asking the mayor and the commissioners to give this man the tribute we believe he so rightfully deserves. It is our humble request that you consider the classroom at the newly remodeled training center be named in his honor and dedicated to his storied career. Again, we thank you for your time this evening, and we respectfully ask you to consider our proposal.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Anyone else? Okay, at this time, we're going to go into closed session under KRS 61.810, parentheses 1, close parentheses. I'll make a motion to enter a closed session for discussions with a representative of a business entity and discussions concerning specific proposal. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
There will be no business following the closed session.